You welcome U.S. Coins. 1943 United States of America is home to one of the most iconic and diverse coin collections in the world. From quarters to pennies, these coins hold historical value, and among them, one particular penny from 1980 has garnered attention for its rarity and surprising worth. Today, we'll take a deep dive into the United States 1-cent 1980 coin, its value, and why it has become so significant in the world of numismatics. First, let's talk about the history of the 1980 penny. By 1980, the U.S. Mint had been producing pennies for well over a century, and they had become an essential part of American currency. The design featured on the 1980 penny is no different from the ones that were being produced since 1959. The obverse of the coin showcases Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, while the reverse displays a simple yet recognizable image of the Lincoln Memorial. These designs have become staples of U.S. coinage, but what makes the 1980 penny stand out is its rarity. Unlike many other coins, the 1980 penny wasn't as widely discussed or particularly famous. However, over time, collectors began to notice that certain 1980 pennies were vastly different from others. The reason behind this is related to a phenomenon known as the die error. In simple terms, a die error happens when something goes wrong during the minting process, causing a mistake to appear on the coin. In the case of the 1980 penny, some coins were produced with unusual characteristics, making them incredibly rare. What are these rare characteristics, and how can you spot them? Well, the most sought-after 1980 pennies are those that have been struck with a misaligned die or those that show unusual doubling on the design elements. These defects may seem like small imperfections, but to a coin collector, they are highly valuable. A small mistake during the minting process can turn an ordinary penny into a highly coveted and prized possession. Another important factor contributing to the rarity and value of the 1980 penny is the condition of the coin. Like all coins, the state of preservation greatly impacts its value. Pennies that are in mint state or near perfect condition are more valuable than those that are worn down from years of circulation. Coins that are preserved in a way that shows little to no signs of wear and tear can command much higher prices in the collector's market. The value of a typical 1980 penny in average condition might only be a few cents, just like any other penny. However, for a rare and well-preserved 1980 penny with a die error or another unique feature, things change dramatically. In fact, there are reports of these coins being sold for thousands of dollars. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The highest reported value for a 1980 penny, with rare characteristics in pristine condition, is around $25,000. That's right. A single 1980 penny could potentially be worth $25,000, provided it has the right combination of rarity, condition, and unique features. This incredible price tag has made collectors and enthusiasts keep an eye out for the seemingly ordinary penny from 1980. For many, the hunt for these rare coins is as exciting as the coin's value itself. So, what does this mean for you? If you come across a 1980 penny in your change or in your coin collection, it might be worth taking a closer look. With a trained eye, you might spot something that others have missed. Keep an eye out for signs of a misaligned die or doubling in the design. If you find one in great condition, you could be holding a small treasure in your hands. In conclusion, the 1980 penny from the United States of America may seem like just another coin, but for those with an eye for detail, it can be a goldmine. Its rarity, combined with the possibility of a minting error, makes it one of the more interesting coins to collect. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or just someone who enjoys searching through change, you might just find that your 1980 penny is worth far more than you ever imagined. So, the next time you come across a 1980 penny, take a moment to inspect it closely. You never know, you might just be holding something worth $25,000. Top 2 1981 coin. At first glance, the 1981 1-cent coin might seem like just another penny, but in the realm of coin collecting, appearances can be deceiving. In fact, this particular coin is not only a symbol of American currency history but also represents an incredible potential investment opportunity for those who know what to look for. The 1981 1 cent is a part of the Lincoln Memorial series, a design that has been around since 1959. This specific year, 1981, doesn't stand out to the casual observer, as it was a relatively typical year for minting pennies. However, among coin enthusiasts, there are certain rare varieties of the 1981 penny that have been discovered, which makes them worth far more than their face value. Now, what makes the 1981 penny so intriguing? For starters, there are certain misprints and rare variations that have been found on a small number of these coins. Coins that have errors during their minting process, such as doubled die, off-center strikes, or unusual die markings, tend to be worth much more than regular coins. The 1981 1-cent coin, in particular, has been known to have such error varieties, making it a treasure for collectors who are lucky enough to come across one of these specimens. Among the most valuable of these error coins is the 1981 penny with the double die feature. This is a fascinating phenomenon where the coin has been struck more than once, causing some parts of the design to appear more pronounced or even doubled. When this happens, it can significantly increase the coin's value. Coin collectors have long sought out pennies with double die errors, and the 1981 version is one of the most highly prized. But how do you know if you have one of these rare coins in your collection? Well, it requires a keen eye and a bit of research. A standard 1981 penny is easy to overlook, but an error coin, like the double die variety, will have noticeable characteristics. For example, the date on the coin might appear as if it's been doubled, giving it a blurry, almost ghost-like appearance. Similarly, the lettering around Lincoln's portrait or the memorial might also show signs of doubling. Another factor that can contribute to the rarity and value of the 1981 1-cent is its overall condition. Like any collectible item, the better the condition of the coin, the more it's worth. Coins that are well preserved and exhibit little to no wear will typically fetch a higher price at auction or in a private sale. Now, you might be wondering, how much is this rare 1981 penny worth? Well, depending on the condition of the coin and the type of error it possesses, the value can vary greatly. While the average 1981 penny is worth just 1 cent, certain error coins can skyrocket in value, sometimes reaching incredible amounts. For instance, a 1981 penny with a significant double die error in excellent condition has been known to fetch up to $24,000. Yes, you heard that right, $24,000. This incredible amount isn't a typo, nor is it an exaggeration. Coins with this kind of rare error and in pristine condition are incredibly sought after by collectors who are willing to pay a premium for such a unique piece of American currency history. So, if you happen to stumble upon a 1981 penny, it's worth taking a closer look. Even if it's not an error coin, it could still hold value depending on its condition. But if you find one with a rare minting mistake, you might just have a small fortune in your hands. In conclusion, the 1981 1-cent coin is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. While most people wouldn't think twice about tossing a penny in their pocket or change jar, those with an eye for rare errors and rare minting mistakes could discover a coin worth far more than its face value. Whether you're an avid coin collector or someone who has simply inherited a few pennies from your parents or grandparents, always remember to check the details and inspect your coins closely. After all, you never know when you might come across one that's worth an incredible $24,000. Top 3 today. We're diving into one such coin, a rare gem that's captured the attention of collectors and numismatists alike, the United States 1-cent coin from 1985. At first glance, a 1985 penny might seem like just another piece of change, easily overlooked or forgotten in the depths of a drawer. After all, it's a common coin, minted in vast quantities as part of the U.S. currency system. However, what if I told you that a particular version of this humble penny could be worth a staggering amount of money? This is a story about rarity, misprints, and a collector's dream come true. Most of the time, when you see a penny, you might only think of it as worth a single cent, right? But there are certain coins, especially those from the 1980s, that hold hidden value far beyond their face value. These coins are often misprints or errors that make them incredibly sought after by collectors. The 1985 penny, while not an error coin in every case, can be part of a small group of rare coins that command significant attention.
Many factors contribute to a coin's value, including its condition, minting errors, and rarity.
For the 1985 1-cent coin, the most valuable versions are those that feature specific, highly sought-after characteristics. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1985 penny is its potential connection to the famous double die error. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, causing part of the design to appear twice or with a doubled effect. The 1985 penny was known to have been part of a series where this type of mistake happened, and when it did, the coins were no longer seen as simple currency but instead became prized treasures for collectors. Now, don't get confused, not every 1985 penny has this error. That's where the rarity factor comes into play. Finding a 1985 penny with a double die or other minting error can be quite challenging. It's these coins, in top condition, that have become valuable and are often sold at auction for prices that can leave you speechless. But what makes this coin even more fascinating is that, over time, these rare pennies have continued to appreciate in value. Collectors, investors, and history enthusiasts alike are drawn to the uniqueness of these coins. And when you factor in that this is a penny from 1985, a coin that has already seen decades of history pass by, the value continues to climb as it becomes harder and harder to find in perfect condition. So, how much are we talking about when it comes to a 1985 penny with a minting error? Well, hold on to your seat. A rare, well-preserved 1985 penny, especially one that features an error or misprint, has been known to fetch an impressive price on the open market. Are you ready to hear just how much some of these coins are worth? A 1985 1-cent coin with the right characteristics can be worth as much as $23,900 in words. That's right, almost $24,000 for a single penny. This staggering value might seem unbelievable, but for collectors who are willing to dig deep into their pockets to own a piece of history, it's a price they're more than willing to pay. For those of us who might not have the fortune of finding one of these rare pennies, the lesson is clear: never underestimate the value of a coin, even one as seemingly insignificant as a penny. It could very well be a treasure waiting to be discovered, and who knows, the next time you find yourself with a pocketful of change, you might just come across a penny from 1985 that could change your life forever. So, take a moment, look through your collection, and remember that sometimes, even the smallest things can hold the greatest value. Top 4 United States 1-cent coin, often known as the penny, is a staple in American currency. Though its value may seem minimal today, the history behind these coins is rich and fascinating, especially when it comes to certain years and variations that make them rare and highly sought after by collectors. One particular coin that stands out is the 1991 1-cent coin. While it may seem like just another penny, this particular year has some interesting facts and rarities that can greatly increase its value. So, what makes the 1991 penny so special? Let's dive into it. The 1991 1-cent coin was struck during a period when the U.S. Mint was regularly producing pennies to meet the demands of daily transactions. Like most other years of the modern penny series, the 1991 penny featured the familiar design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. However, even though the design may seem ordinary at first glance, not all 1991 pennies are created equal. There are several factors that can influence the value of a 1991 penny, and some of them can push the price into a much higher range than what you might expect. First, let's talk about the different types of 1991 pennies. Most of the pennies produced in 1991 were made from a copper-plated zinc alloy, a composition that had been used by the U.S. Mint since the 1980s. But what really matters when determining the value of any penny is its condition, rarity, and whether it has any unique characteristics. For example, a 1991 penny that is in pristine, uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been in circulation and shows no signs of wear, is worth significantly more than one that has been handled over the years. Coins in perfect condition are often referred to as mint state, and their value can be quite impressive compared to their face value. A penny in this condition could fetch a price much higher than just 1 cent. Another factor that can affect the value of a 1991 penny is the presence of any errors or misprints. While most pennies from this year are relatively standard, Some may have unique characteristics such as off-center strikes, double dies, or other types of minting mistakes. These errors are not common, but when they do appear, they can make the coin incredibly valuable to collectors who are always on the lookout for rare and unusual specimens. One of the most notable features of the 1991 penny is the overall quality of production. The U.S. Mint's ability to produce consistent and well-struck coins during this period made the 1991 penny a popular choice for collectors. However, as the years go by, even the most commonly produced coins can gain value simply due to their age and the number of coins that are still in existence. So, how much is a 1991 penny worth? For most of them, the value is not much more than its face value of 1 cent. However, for rare and well-preserved versions, the price can be far higher. A 1991 penny in mint condition with no signs of wear could be worth a few dollars. But when you factor in the possibility of rare mint errors, certain variations, and the coin's overall rarity, the value can skyrocket to a much higher price. For a pristine, error-free 1991 penny in exceptional condition, collectors have been known to pay a substantial amount. Some reports have shown that these coins, when properly graded and authenticated, can sell for a lot more than you might expect. The value can reach an impressive $21,900 in some cases. That's right, $21,900 for a single penny, which might seem unbelievable, but this is a reality for rare, high-quality 1991 pennies that are perfect or contain unique minting errors. To sum it up, while most 1991 pennies might only be worth their face value, the truly rare and well-preserved ones can fetch incredible amounts. Whether you're an experienced collector or just starting out, always keep an eye out for the coins that seem just a little bit different, as they might turn out to be far more valuable than you thought. So, next time you find a 1991 penny in your change, take a moment to inspect it closely. It could be worth more than just 1 cent. Top 5 today. We're diving into the fascinating story of one particular coin that has become a true gem in the world of American currency, the United States 1-cent coin from 1985. This seemingly ordinary penny, minted over 3 decades ago, holds a value far beyond what most would expect. If you're a collector or simply someone curious about the hidden treasures of American coins, this video will give you a deeper understanding of the rare 1985 penny and why it's worth a staggering sum today. The 1985 1-cent coin was part of the long-running series of pennies that have been in circulation since the late 19th century. At first glance, it looks just like any other modern penny, copper in color, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. So, what makes this particular penny stand out among the millions of pennies that have been minted? It all comes down to a series of unique characteristics, errors, and sometimes pure luck. First, let's look at the 1985 penny from a standard perspective. It was produced by the United States Mint in the year 1985, with billions of pennies entering circulation. Most of these coins, as expected, are still relatively common today. However, not all of them are created equal. Over the years, a small number of these pennies have been discovered to contain minting errors, an anomaly that can skyrocket their value. Whether it's a rare double die, an off-center strike, or some other manufacturing flaw, errors can significantly increase the price of a coin. One of the reasons this penny from 1985 has become so valuable is that certain errors can make it much more desirable to collectors. For instance, a double die error, which means the design on the coin was stamped more than once, can lead to a substantial increase in the coin's worth. These double die errors are particularly intriguing because they make the coin appear slightly distorted or blurry, and sometimes the additional details are hard to notice unless you look closely. But it's not just about errors that make the 1985 penny valuable. The condition of the coin plays a critical role as well. Coins that have been well preserved, free from scratches or wear, are always in higher demand. A coin in mint condition, with a sharp design and minimal signs of circulation, will always fetch a premium price. The 1985 penny, when in excellent condition and possibly with an error, becomes a highly sought-after item for serious coin collectors. And now, let's talk about the most important aspect, the value of this coin. For most people, the idea that a single penny could be worth thousands of dollars seems almost unbelievable.
But as we've discussed, certain errors, coupled with a well-preserved condition, can turn a seemingly regular coin into a rare treasure.
And when you look closely at the 1985 1-cent coin with the right kind of error, it has been known to fetch as much as $25,000. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that was originally worth just 1 cent, back in 1985, can now be valued at a whopping $25,000, provided it meets the criteria and has that special error.
This dramatic price increase is a testament to the rarity and uniqueness of the coin.
For collectors, it's not just about holding onto a piece of history but about owning something that few people will ever come across. So, if you're someone who has a stash of coins lying around, it might be worth your while to take a closer look at your collection. You never know, you might just have a rare 1985 penny with an error that could be worth a small fortune. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and sometimes, the most unexpected coins can turn out to be the most valuable. In conclusion, the 1985 1-cent coin is a prime example of how a simple penny can become a collector's dream. With the right conditions, it can be worth much more than its face value, making it a highly prized item in the world of numismatics. So, if you ever find yourself holding a 1985 penny, take a moment to examine it closely. You might just be holding a coin that's worth far more than you ever imagined, potentially $25,000.